Hello, my fellow Eorzeans and Warriors of Light. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over just a quick overview of everything that we heard from the last letter from the producer live, and it talked about all the information about 4.5 that was just revealed to us. The biggest news that we got it so far is that we did finally get the trailer for 4.5, and I will be going over it in a more in-depth discussion about it, as well as just some predictions of what I think is going to happen. And hopefully that video will be going up sometime tomorrow. But we also did finally get a release date for 4.5. Now, as we should all know by now, 4.5 will be broken up into two parts. Part 1 is going to be coming out January 8th, so almost 3 weeks from now. Part 2 will not be out until late March, but if I had to pick a date, I would say it's either going to be out the 19th or the 26th of March. One of those dates should be a reasonable estimated time. So we will be having part 1 hopefully keeping us busy until February, where the next fan festival from Europe is going to be releasing more information about Shadowbringers. And hopefully that will keep us all entertained until the end of March, where part 2 will be out and wrapping up the whole story for Stormblood. As for what we can be expecting for 4.5, here's the information that we have so far. So of course we are going to be having some new main scenario quests, which is going to be wrapping up Stormblood and opening up the way for Shadowbringers. We're going to be having the new side story quests, such as the finale for the Four Lords, and we will also be having further Hildebrand adventures, where we're going to be wrapping up the storyline for our favorite inspector in the Far East. However, they did state that Hildebrand will not be out until 4.56, so not until after Part 2 comes out in March. The same is going to be held for the Stormblood Beast Tribe quest. Now, for those of you who haven't been doing your Beast Tribe dailies, at the end of every expansion, we have like a final grand quest with all of the friends that we made from doing the Beast Tribes. Now, for this patch, we are going to have the Kojin, the Ananta, and the Namazu for this expansion, so we're going to be seeing the characters from those storylines one last time. I was also kind of hoping for a Lupin Beast Tribe quest as well. It's still not confirmed or denied for us yet, so I'm going to continue to hold out hope that maybe we will be getting the Lupin Beast Tribe quest during 4.5, but I'm not too hopeful for it, to be honest. Moving on, they talked about the Blue Mage and even showed us a little bit of the job in person so that we can have a first look of what it's going to be like. Now, there are going to be new job quests as we level up, as well as the exclusive content for the Masked Carnival, where we'll be able to take on certain challenges as Blue Mages. However, while the Blue Mage will be coming out in Part 1, they also told us that the job itself will not be out until the week after the 4.5 release date. I guess they were hoping that they could avoid like overloading everything and making it unnecessarily difficult. Here though is a little bit of the Blue Mage so far. We see them fight using the spell book. It's really interesting and is very different from all the other jobs that we have so far. They also mentioned about the new dungeon, the Gimlet Dark, which will hopefully be out during Part 1. And they have the new trial of Siryu. We have the both normal and the extreme mode, as well as showing us a little bit of the trial. So Siryu is going to be in the form of a snake, and his other form, which is kind of like a three-headed dragon/snake creature. Now I know I've said this in my other videos, but out of all the designs for the Four Lords, he is probably my favorite, followed by Suzaku. We did see a lot of the mechanics for it, and it seems to be a kind of water-ish theme for him. And we're going to be having to fight off like these massive forms of snakes, and thanks to the new trailer that we did get a good look at him and some of the mechanics, what the battlefield's going to be like. It really does look incredible. I'm really positive that a lot of people are going to be jumping straight into like the extreme mode as soon as possible. Now, as I said, this is the finale for the Four Lords, so after we defeat him, we're going to be returning to the temple one more time. We're going to be dealing with the threat of the allspice that is sealed away there. So we're either going to be getting another series of cutscenes and dealing with Koryu, or even an instant fight with it. I'm not sure, but either way, it has been confirmed that this will be finishing the battle with the Four Lords, as well as the final trial for Stormblood. We got a small glimpse of the new Alliance raid in the trailer with the Onbon Monastery, which will also be wrapping up the Return to Evilise questline, so we're going to be getting some closure there. I have no idea what's going to happen, and this is also going to be our first look at the new race. The Viera have been hinted at before in the past many times, and if I'm right in who I think this person is in the trailer, then we are going to be getting our first view of it so far. Which makes sense because it wasn't until 2.5 back in A Realm Reborn where we got our first look at Ugirian and the All-Ra race. Now, since this is the finale for Stormblood, we are wrapping up a lot of other storylines, and this is going to be the fourth and final installment of the Forbidden Land Eureka, which will be the Hydros expedition. However, it's not going to be until the 4.55 patch in March before we're allowed to actually go there, which isn't a surprise since it hasn't been that long since Pyros came out. But it is going to be wrapping up the end of Eureka, or at least the storyline here, and perhaps we're going to be learning about more what is supposedly sealed away there as we continue to improve our weapons and our armor. So that should be interesting to see. Most of the information we got isn't anything too new. We do have more PvP updates, including the more Rival Wings updates and the Hidden Gorge field, which is going to be out in March. They also mentioned the new data center expansions in both Europe and North America, as well as the World Visit system, which is going to be added in 5.57, so it's going to be a little bit after March, it would seem, before we're allowed to actually visit other worlds. A new surprise is that they have not one, but two new additions to the Gold Saucer, one of which is the new gate, which is the Air Force, where it looks like we'll be able to fly around in the Gold Saucer in a plane and firing at targets. I should point out right away that it looks like you're going to have to be very careful what you hit, because they were avoiding all the targets that had like these little bombs on them, and from past experience, I can say that when you see the picture of a bomb on something, it can't be good. They also have the new feature of the Domain Mahjong game. Here, you and other players will be able to sit and actually play a game of the Mahjong tiles with each other. And they did talk a bit about this, including a possible tournament. This is just another added mini-game, and it's going to be fun to do in your spare time. Right, so next up I'm going to talk about the two new mounts that they showed us. We will be getting a new dog mount from Siriu, which will be the final dog mount. And when we have all 7 of the dog mounts, and we will be able to earn like the 9-tailed fox spirit mount. And they did show us a little bit of that. We have like the little Lalafell riding around like on a miniature version of it. And what's interesting is that it plays the login music for Stormblood when you ride around on it. But perhaps the new and greatest mount we will be getting from this patch is the new Gold Saucer Cactar mount. It came out of nowhere, and we see that it is a perfect replica of the Gold Saucer, and it's like a, I don't know, it's like a float balloon. We see it hopping about as it plays music from the Gold Saucer, and it is one that flies. I'm afraid I don't have a video on that, but when it does fly, it inflates like these little balloons from its arms, and it just flies around on that. I don't know where we can get it from, but I am betting that you can get this new mount when you can buy it at the prize table in the saucer. So I would recommend that you start saving up your points as much as possible so that you can get it as soon as it comes out. I'm also going to mention a few housing items that they showed off. We already have like the painting easel for our housing, but they also now decided to come out with some paints and paintbrushes and cans of paint, which is going to be like a really nice collection. It's going to look really nice once you put it all together. And they also showed off this little couch, which is in the form of a fat cat. So yes, we are going to be getting a fat cat couch. And you don't get any better than that, unless you count this last housing item, which is actually an item that you can get from doing Tsukiyomi Extreme Mode. Apparently you can earn like these special materials that you can craft together to form kind of like this Japanese screen. Like you can earn like this sort of painting, like this Japanese screen of basically like the battlefield for Tsukuyomi. Like you see the full moon there, you see like these autumn trees standing around it. So I think that's a really nice addition. Like I was wondering like what kind of crafting item we can make from performing Tsukuyomi. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for now. That's all the information we have so far on 4.5. And that's everything that they told us from the last letter from the producer live. I do think that's going to be the last live letter we will be getting, at least for now, until part 1 comes out. And the next video that I'm going to be posting is going to be a discussion for the trailer, so I'm hoping that you're all going to look forward to that. We still have less than 3 weeks away from part 1, so we still have time to get ready for everything.